The first dilemma is from Sheila Hannington. How can I earn money apart from being employed? The first thing that you can do to make money without working a 9 to 5 is content creation. Get you a camera or turn your phone on and start recording. Start recording. If you have something to say to the world, then tell them. While content creation may be nuanced, it's not nearly as complicated or complex as a lot of people would probably imagine it to be. Content creation is literally a matter of picking a target audience and then creating content that is curated for that target audience. That is literally it. Now, me personally, somehow I ended up in this position without even doing that. Okay, I never had a target audience from the very beginning until now. I never had a target audience, which if I were trying to gather external investments from investors, that would be very, very sketchy. Okay, I probably wouldn't invest in myself knowing that. But at the same time, I've received a lot of divine intervention, which I'm grateful for. And I feel like I have a good enough sense of people and their desires to create content for that situation, for whatever season I'm in, for whatever my audience appears to be at that point in time. And I'm very good at pattern recognition. These are just gifts that I have. But as far as content creation goes, a lot of people think that they can't talk to a camera. They can't be this online presence. And I'm here to tell you that you are wrong. You most certainly can. And if you don't believe me, go back and watch my very first video explaining why I dropped out of college.
What's up, guys? It's Jordan. I just want to give you guys a little channel update and a little life update, I guess.
As a matter of fact, my first few videos before that, I didn't even talk. You didn't even know what my voice sounded like because I didn't believe that I was even capable or worthy of speaking to a camera and putting that out for the internet to see. But over time, as you can tell, I've developed my confidence to the extent that I'm able to generate income from this. Now, the amount of income that I've made from this has fluctuated over time. I'll tell you right now that I've probably made anywhere from 75 to 90,000, anywhere in that range. I honestly don't know the exact number, but 75 to 90,000 since I started, right? So I'm not making any sort of crazy money by any means. There have been months where I've made $5, $6, almost $7,000. There have been months where I've made $100, right? Obviously, I won't have a $6,000 month and then a $100 month. But in other words, there was a gradual progression, and then the more I increased my income, the more volatile my income became. And that's something that you'll realize in, I would imagine, any self-employment endeavor that doesn't involve you having subscribers, or paid subscribers that is that the more you increase your income, the more volatile it becomes. And from the ground up, from the position of making $3,000 a month, you might see somebody who's making $100,000 one month and then $60,000 the next month and then $200,000 the next month and think, wow, they're making so much money. But for them, they're going to live a lifestyle, if they're wise, they're going to live a lifestyle that is curated for that $60,000 month because they're not going to make that $100,000 or that $200,000 every month, right? So you have to understand that being self-employed, you're going to have to live based on what your baseline net profit would be. And you have to really understand that, and also understand that the money that you see is not actually what you're going to get because you still have to pay your taxes on it. And content creation is just one case of this, right? But like I said, if you can accept all of this, then being a content creator is actually a pretty great job, especially if it's a side hustle of yours. If you already have something else going on and you can create content about that thing, or even just create content about other unrelated hobbies. Let's say, for example, you like basketball and you like the Lakers and you just make videos talking about the Lakers. That can be very, very rewarding, even if you're not making money. And so any money that you can make from that is just the icing on the cake. But content creation is, like I said, a very simple process. You pick your target audience, you create content that is curated for them. Now, it's also worth noting that you don't have to be a content creator that makes yourself the central focus of your brand. There are a lot of content creators out there that have never actually been on camera. You don't even know what their voice sounds like. There are people out there who make videos of literally rain sounds for 10 hours, and they make probably thousands of dollars a day doing that, just based on the views. Okay, I know how to read numbers. They make thousands of dollars a day doing that. And I would imagine that that's much less stressful than maybe the line of content creation that I've personally chosen, because you're not turning yourself into an analytic. When you're creating content with the intention of generating revenue and you are the central focus of the brand, you become a statistic. You become an analytic. And when you see those gray arrows, it's very difficult to not take that personally, because then you start to wonder if the people like you and not just your content, right? You start to wonder if, man, have I lost it? And a lot of times when you evolve, as we all do as people, you're no longer going to really align with that core audience, at least not in the way that you used to, such that you can keep creating the content that drew them in initially. And at that point, you have to find some sort of compromise, but that will also more than likely compromise your revenue to some extent. And so if you can understand that there are multiple different lanes and really pick with a sense of intention, unlike me when I was 18 or 19 years old, you'll be all right with content creation. And also, on top of that, you can also create videos for other people and for companies as an independent contractor or even working as a 9-to-5 worker. Now, the next thing that you can do to generate income without working at a 9-to-5 is day trading. I would say on the stress level, okay, if we're ranking all of these professions by stress level, this is probably number one. You have to have a very strong stomach and really be able to detach your emotions and remain stoic if you want to be a day trader. You have to, because I've personally tried day trading. I remember I was walking into class, okay, I was in college at the time. I was walking into class, I had put $100 into this penny stock, which I'll talk about penny stocks here in a second, but I had invested $100 into this penny stock and I missed the time to sell it. There was a certain time frame where I should have sold it on E-Trade because I was in class. And when I got out, I missed that time frame and I lost that $100. And at the time I wasn't even working. I never tried day trading again after that. I was scarred for life. If you have a strong stomach, you have money that you're okay with losing, because you will lose some money as a day trader, believe me, then you can make a lot of money doing this, especially if you really learn how to read those charts and you really learn how to remove your emotions from the equation. So there are a few ways that you can day trade, or there are a few ways that you can trade in general, right? For one, you can do penny stocks. Penny stocks are stocks which trade at a very low value. Okay, the price of a share is extremely low, oftentimes less than a penny. And the reason why this can be so profitable but also so volatile is because you're trading with a company that is not really worth anything. And because of that, if that company explodes, if it goes from 0.0005 cents to 5 cents, you're going to make a lot of money. I don't know the exact calculation off the top of my head, but you can do the math yourself. You're going to make a lot of money if you invest even $100 into that stock. You're going to make a lot of money. Whereas with a stock that's worth $5, if you invest $100 into that, it's not really going to grow that much. The floor is higher, but the ceiling is lower as well. You're not really going to see a stock go from $5 a share to $500 a share overnight like you might see a penny stock do. So you can make a lot more money, but like I said, the floor is much lower, so you can lose a lot of money as well. The next way that you can trade is with crypto. Crypto is something that I'm not as familiar with, but the concept is pretty simple. You find cryptocurrency, you find certain coins that you feel comfortable with investing in, you put your money in, and generally you won't necessarily trade these on a day-to-day basis, but you might hold it for a month or even up to a year, and then you sell it. Or you sell a portion of it so that you can at least break even, and then anything else is profit. And anything that you lose doesn't matter because you've already broken even. But like I said, I'm not really too familiar with crypto. There are plenty of people out there, I'm sure there might be some people in the comments even, that are familiar with crypto. And last but not least, Forex trading. Forex trading is making a lot of people a lot of money, and all you're really doing is exchanging foreign currencies. Now, if I'm being honest, this is the one that I know the absolute least about because I've never even dabbled in it. I've never invested any of my money into it. Never even done even preliminary research on it. But what I do know is that you're trading foreign currencies and you can make a lot of money doing so at a very young age. And what a lot of people do, okay, a lot of people have this business model where they might make some money, they might make 10, 20, even $100,000 doing this trading stuff, and then they'll create a course explaining how they did it, and they'll build their platform up so that they can sell this course. And this is where the real money comes in. Okay, if you're a content creator, you'll realize pretty quickly, if you're observant that is, that the most money you'll ever make is from selling your own products and services. The most money you will ever make is from selling your products or services. So if you can tie content creation into really any of these other vocations here, you can make a lot of money. You don't need to have a lot of subscribers. You can have maybe 10,000 subscribers, but if you can convince 50 of those 10,000 subscribers to purchase a course that you're selling for $100, you do the math right there. That's 5,000 right there. Boom. You just made $5,000 just from selling this course. And I'm here to tell you, man, if you're at 10,000 subscribers, it's very unlikely that you're going to make $5,000 in a month off AdSense. In fact, I've never even made $5,000 in a month off AdSense. Most of my money comes from sponsorships. And speaking of sponsorships, the next way that you can generate money without working a 9 to 5 is to be a social media manager. What is a social media manager? A social media manager is somebody who helps a content creator or a group of content creators curate their profiles to generate as much revenue as they possibly can. And oftentimes this means connecting these content creators with these brands which they can work with for sponsored deals. Now, this can be very, very profitable for everybody involved because the content creator can essentially quadruple their income like I did when I was at 40K. Okay, I think I went from making $1,500 to about $4,500. So I tripled my income from one month to the next just by doing sponsorships. And of course, as a social media manager, you're going to receive a cut. You're going to receive a commission from these sponsorship deals. And then the companies which are using the influencer marketing as a marketing tactic are going to make more money as well because of social proofing. So this is one of those scenarios where everybody wins. What I would advise you to do is that if you are going to be a talent manager, then be honest. Be honest. Don't try to finesse people out of an extra few $100s because word of mouth spreads very quickly, right? And I've personally worked with at least one talent manager that finessed me out of hundreds of dollars. Okay, as a matter of fact, that man still owes me, I believe, about $1,200 to this day. And if I ever see him, I'm going to ask him about that.